welcome everybody. My name is David. Tuesday night yoga. The countdown timer got to about 2.5 minutes. So if you're watching that, just wanted to jump in, try to be timely. So, from your own space, your own comfortable space, mat is preferred for yoga. You can practice on carpet or a floor. It actually is harder to practice off a mat. The mat gives you a little bit more grip. Sometimes if you're on like carpeting, your hands will slide and you work a little bit more. We're going to do a routine tonight called a mandala. And mandala in Sanskrit simply means circle. And with the winter solstice, today the days start getting longer. And then the grand conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn, we're going to go in a full circle and practice that philosophy. So come on down to your mat, and we're going to start in Shavasana. So lay back all the way down, legs out long, and just settle in. Start to orient yourself with your space. Feel gravity, the temperature of the room. Explore how you're feeling mentally, physically, emotionally. One of the ways you can monitor the way you're feeling is to simply observe your breathing. In life-saving courses, first thing you do is look for breathing. Infants breathe from their diaphragm. As we get older, breathe up and into our chest, and it becomes kind of short. Breathing is one of the fundamental principles, the limb of yoga. In Sanskrit, energy is prana. Your breath is pranayama. Your breath is your energy. In yoga, you breathe in and out your nose, with your lips sealed and your teeth separated. Start to develop an intentional breath in and out your nose. In yoga, you feel this rhythmic wave of breathing. It's called Ujjayi Pranayama. Like an ocean wave. The philosophy is your breathing energizes your body, and bandhas lock in that energy. So as you're laying here, pull in your belly button and engage your abdominal muscles while continuing to breathe. Those abdominal muscles are Uddiyana Bandha. Focus on keeping those bandhas locked this entire practice. Complementary bandha, the anterior chain. Pull up your pelvic floor, engage your glute muscles. That's Mula Bandha. Feel how it works with Uddiyana Bandha to give your entire core a lock. As you lay here, simply slide your left foot up the inside of your right leg. Let that left knee fall open. You can open your arms wider if that feels good. A supine tree, just let gravity pull that left knee down. Extend that left leg back out. Gently slide your right foot up the inside of your left leg. Let that right knee fall open. Once again, feel gravity. Pull that knee down. Extend the right leg long. This time, draw your left knee into your chest. You can bend that right leg and plant the right foot if that feels better. Just leave it long. Concentrate on breathing in and out your nose. As you release this left knee, you can plant that foot or extend that left leg long. Very gently draw the right knee into your chest and hold. Release the right knee, either plant that foot or extend the leg long. Draw in the left knee on an inhale. Release on an exhale. Go to the other side. Inhale your knee in. Exhale as you release. You've probably heard the term vinyasa. It's movement with breath. It's actually not a type of yoga, it's a style. Right now you're practicing vinyasa. Synchronizing that Ujjayi Pranayama movement. Yoga is a strange fitness class, and that we all don't necessarily move in unison. You want to synchronize with your breath and find your pace. One more to each side. And then draw both knees into your chest and hold. Keep your head laying back on your mat. As you release, plant your feet, knees are bent. And then walk your feet out wide, maybe about as wide as your mat, almost uncomfortably wide. From here, let your knees gently fall to the right, so that right leg is heavy on the ground. The left knee heads towards the right foot. Feel gravity pulling your knees down. Inhale your knees up and let them fall to the other side on an exhale. You'll find a vinyasa flow here. Just inhale the knees up. Exhale as you drop them to one side. Inhale up, drop them to the other side. By having your feet wide like this, it changes the vector in the movement. It's the body a little different sensation side to side. One more. And draw your knees into your chest. This time bring your head up towards your knees and begin to rock back and forth on your mat. Your feet can come up and touch. And in the spirit of mandala, start to move in a semicircle to the other side, the other end of your mat. Once you reach that end, just plant your feet, have your hands behind you. Bring your feet out wide as the mat again. This time, let them drop to the left so that left leg is flat on the floor. The right knee heads towards that left foot. Inhale, knees up, exhale to the other side. Just hold there. Find that windshield wiper movement again. Synchronize with your breath. Inhale, knees up. Exhale to one side. Inhale up. Exhale to the other side. Vinyasa. Simple, yet effective. Next time your legs are to the left, keep them there so this left leg is flat on the ground. This right knee tucks right into this left foot. So knees and feet are down. Plant this left hand. Reach with the right hand and push the hips high. Build in resistance along that right side. It's one of the hidden secrets of yoga. We use the muscles in both directions, contraction and extension. This flexion, if you will, is building muscle. So work at it, push into it. Energize with that deep Ujjayi Pranayama breath. And then exhale, let your hip come down, the arm comes down. Keep turning to the left. Hands come to the floor, maybe elbows, maybe your forehead comes all the way down. I name this pose despair, like you've thrown yourself to the floor in despair. So let's call it 2020. Here, walk your way back up. Without bringing your legs up, just bring your hand behind you and lay back a little bit. You might be able to get this right hand down. Some people can get a little bit lower. Just find that point of resistance and dwell there. That's your edge. It's the most beneficial place for you to operate. Just breathe into it. And very gently bring your knees back up. And bring them into your chest and start rocking and rolling on your mat again. You know where we're going. We'll do that semicircle over to the other end. Part of the philosophy of mandala is not only to appreciate the cyclical nature of life, but also it's a little frustrating, takes you out of your comfort zone a little bit. Once you get there with knees bent, have your feet planted. Bring them out wide again, about as wide as your mat. Let them drop to the right. Left knee targets that right foot. Right leg is flat on the ground. And inhale up, windshield wiper to the other side. Explore your range there. And inhale, the knees come up. Exhale over to the other side. Inhale up to the other side. Just windshield wiper back and forth. This lateral movement is not only good for the hips and back, it's good for the entire body. Typical day of the human body doesn't move in a lateral direction, but it's important to do that. Benefiting your hips right now, your back, integration with your brain and your body. So many benefits from this simple movement. Let your legs are over to the right. Let that right leg lay heavy on the floor. Left knee tucks in to this right foot. Plant this right hand. Reach with the left hand as you push your hips high. Find that resistance along the left side and push into it. Appreciate building healthy muscle as you reach and feel resistance down that entire side of your body. Exhale, arm down, hip down. Keep turning to the right. Hands find the floor. Maybe elbows. Maybe forehead. Work your way up. Keep your legs down. Plant this left hand behind you. Lean back. Maybe you can find your elbows. Just explore. Your knees up again. From here, we're going to work towards standing. And to honor mandala, we're going to do it in kind of an interesting way. With your knees bent, your feet are about hip distance apart. Slide this right foot under your left. You're going to end up planting that. So they're crossed right now. And reach this left hand across. Pivot and push your hips high. In a downward facing dog. Just breathe here. Push your hips high. Let your chest drop between your shoulders. You can pedal your heels if you like, or let them melt down towards the mat. Walk your hands back to your feet. And roll up one vertebrae at a time. As you get to the top, you can inhale your arms high, hands to heart center. Very nice. Welcome to standing. Come to the top of your mat. We're going to run through standard segment of any yoga practice called sun salutations. And in honor of mandala, we're going to end up moving from one end to the other. It starts simple. Your feet hip distance apart. Inhale your hands high. And then exhale into a forward fold. Without coming up, inhale, flatten your back, look forward, and a half lift. As you exhale back to forward fold, step your left foot back, and then your right foot with your hips high in that downward facing dog. Come forward to a full plank, flat from the top of your head right out your heels. I'm going to give you a couple variations. The first one is to drop to your knees and simply bring your gaze up and put a sway in your back in a modified upward facing dog. Counter pose, you tuck your toes, push back to downward facing dog. That's one option. The next option is to come to that full plank, bend your elbows and come all the way down to the mat. Flip your feet flat. Bring your gaze forward without pushing too much with your hands. And then as you come out, push back through the child's pose, tucking your toes and then your hips high and downward facing dog. The third option, kind of a standard flow from plank here, is to bend your elbows and hover over the mat in Chaturanga Dandasana. From here, you flip your feet flat, shine your heart, and upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Tuck your toes, push your hips high, and downward facing dog. Lift your left leg high in a single leg down dog and step that foot to the top of the mat in a low lunge. You can twist this low lunge by inhaling the left hand high, gaze follows. As the left hand comes down, the right foot steps forward next to the left foot and forward fold. Inhale your hands high, sitting low in Utkatasana, chair. And then exhale as you come out to Tadasana, mountain pose. We'll step to the other side. Inhale and step that left foot into a 5-pointed star. Exhale as you step to the other end of your mat in forward fold. Inhale. Your gaze comes forward in a half lift. As you exhale, step right foot, followed by left foot with hips high and downward facing dog. Forward to plank. You know your options. You can drop to your knees, you can come to the mat, or bend your elbows and hover in Chaturanga. Flip your feet flat, shine your heart, upward facing dog. Tuck your toes, push back to down dog. You can lift that right leg right away. Very gently step that right foot forward to a low lunge. You can twist by inhaling this right hand high. Right hand comes down. Left foot steps next to right. Inhale, hands high, sitting low, Utkatasana. Exhale, Tadasana. We'll go again across. Inhale, 5-pointed star. Exhale, forward fold at the other end of your mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, then step right, left foot, followed by right foot and hips high. Forward to plank. Elbows bend to Chaturanga. Flip your feet, shine your heart. Upward facing dog. Push back to that single leg down dog, lifting that left leg high in the air. Gently step that forward. And inhale, left hand high. Hand comes down, foot steps next to the other one. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale. Step across again. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, forward fold to the other end of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, right foot, followed by left foot with hips high. Inhale, plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Lift that right leg high. Gently step through. To a low lunge, you can twist by inhaling the right hand up. Right hand comes down. Left foot steps forward. Inhale, arms up. All right, we'll flow again. This time, 5-pointed star across your mat. I'm going to cue less. Find a flow where you can synchronize with your breath. You know the movements. Concentrate. Breathing as deeply as you can in and out your nose. Those bandhas locked. Mula bandha. Pelvic floor is pulled up. Uddiyana bandha. Belly button pulled in tight. Said that a good breath you hear. Great breath everybody else hears. Give it some texture. Make it audible. We'll do one more from each end of your mat. Concentrate, synchronize with that deep Ujjayi Pranayama breath. Feel the energy coursing through your entire body. Your core helping to lock in that energy. What you practice here in the yoga studio, you take with you. As you go about life, you recognize your breathing. You use your core to protect you. You pick up something heavy. Core is there, naturally helping you. Once you get to the end of your mat, just hold in mountain pose, Tadasana. Level your chin with the floor. Just monitor your breathing. Here, bring your feet out about hip distance apart. Step your right foot back, bend in that left knee, hips square to the front. Drop that right heel down to the mat. Keep your hips square to the front. Inhale, hands high, like you're holding an energy ball above your head. This is Veerabhadrasana Ekam, Warrior One. You're a warrior. Feel intensity in the pose. Literally means ready for battle. Not very zen now, is it? How often do you get to be a warrior? Then on an exhale, step to the top of your mat. Left foot back. You can drop that heel right away as long as your hips are square to the front. Bend in that right knee. Inhale, hands high. Build in that intensity. Keep your breathing deep in and out your nose. And exhale as you step to the top of the mat. Start to flow side to side. You step back and reach high on an inhale. Exhale as you step to mountain pose. Inhale, step the other foot back. Exhale. Just a simple vinyasa flow, side to side at your pace, finding your range. Synchronize with your breath. More to each side. Next time your left foot is back and your right foot is forward, hold there in Warrior One. Bring your hands down. You can clasp them behind you if you'd like. You can grab opposite elbows. Some people can actually do a reverse prayer. Once you have a grip that works for you, or you can just let your hands come down to the mat. Gauge those bandhas, and on an exhale, let your head drop right inside your right knee. This is humble warrior, a deceivingly difficult pose. There's actually another bandha, Jalandhara, if you look back at your belly button. If you have Jalandhara, Mula, and Uddiyana all engaged, it's the Mahabandha, the mother bond. As much integrity in this pose as you can have. On an inhale, bring your gaze forward as you come out. Very gently straighten your right leg. You can keep your hands clasped, or you can release them as you come down to the mat. Exhale your head and let it drop down in pyramid. You find that resistance in the back of that right leg. Just breathe into it. Let your head hang. Let gravity do the work on that 8-pound bowling ball down. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you step to the top of your mat in mountain pose. Very nice. There's another warrior. Veerabhadrasana Dre. Step this right foot long across your mat. Have a bend in this left knee. You want your hips open, as long and wide as you can. It's said that you grow the roots, then the branches. Inhale, arms to opposite walls. Your gaze is over your left hand. It's a dristi. I call it the intimidating stare of the warrior, like you're backing down an opponent. That's the kind of intensity you feel in this pose. And your feet, you can feel them gripping the mat. Everything turned on. Extend this warrior pose. You exhale your left hand down inside this left knee. Inhale as you reach with your right hand. Gaze follows. Reverse this pose. You exhale the right hand back to the right leg. Inhale, left hand high. Gaze is lifted. Feel how strong you are in this pose. You can begin to flow. You exhale this left hand down. Inhale as you reach with the right. Exhale the right hand back. Inhale the left hand high. One movement, one breath. Just exhale as you reach back. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, reach low. Inhale as you reach. Next time you come up, bring your arms to a strong T. Very gently straighten your left leg. Exhale, this left hand towards the left foot. Inhale, right hand high, gaze follows. Ujjayi Pranayama, extended triangle. Be expansive, use your breath to energize those bandhas locked tight. Inhale, arms to that strong T. Rotate your feet all the way to the other side, other end of your mat, with a bend in the right knee, that left foot down, hips square. And inhale your hands high. And warrior one. Clasp your hands behind you. Find opposite elbows. Reverse prayer. Just let your hands come down to the mat. And on an exhale, drop your head right inside that right knee. Inhale all the way up. Just straighten that right leg. You can keep your hands clasped or release them. As you exhale, drop your head down till you find that point of resistance. Breathe into it. Inhale back up, releasing your grip. Keep that right foot planted with a bend in that right knee. Let that left foot drift back a little further, opening the hips on the long edge of your mat. Once you have the roots grow the branches on an inhale, gaze over that right hand. Feel the intensity in this pose. It's beautiful. People see this, they know you're doing yoga. It's classic. Extend this into a side angle. Exhale your right hand down. Then inhale as you reach with the left. Hold and breathe. Exhale the left hand back to the left leg, and then inhale, right hand high. Gaze, follow. Begin to find the flow on this side. Exhale the right hand down. Inhale as you reach with the left. Exhale, left hand back. Inhale, right hand high. One movement, one breath. Find your pace, your range. Synchronize with your breath. It's a beautiful flow. Feel elegant, feel long, feel expansive. Energize with Ujjayi Pranayama. Explore the core, make sure those bandhas are engaged. Next time you come up, bring your arms to a strong T and gently straighten the right leg. Exhale, right hand targets the right foot. It might get there, it might not. Inhale, left hand high, gaze is lifted. Open, be expansive. Extended triangle. Ujjayi Pranayama. Inhale, arms back to that strong T. Bring your feet fairly wide, and you can just walk them together. We're going to come down to the mat. No, actually, we're going to do a little balancing. We'll do a little balancing first. So from the middle of your mat, have your feet about hip distance apart. Have a bend in your knees. And you're going to bring your left leg over your right leg. That right foot is targeting behind the left foot. Bring your arms out wide. And you're going to have this left arm come under right and wrap your arms. Elevate your elbows. Level your chin as you sit low. You can kickstand this foot. You can let it drift. All right, it's showtime. As you unwind everything, open your arms to a strong T and lift that right leg to the side. 5-pointed star. And on an exhale, simply step to mountain pose. We'll explore the other side. Have a little bend in the knees. Left leg comes up and around the right, targeting that left foot behind the right ankle. It might not get there. You can kickstand if you'd like. Arms come out wide. Right arm comes under left. Maybe you find palms. Either way, elevate your elbows. Sitting low. All right, as you unwind everything, arms come to that strong T and lift the left leg to the side. Beautiful. All right, and then exhale to mountain pose. All right, now we'll come down to the mat. Come on down. Find a seated position. And as you lay back, you're going to straighten your legs and lift your right leg straight in the air, holding behind the calf. That straight left leg floats over the mat, and you pull yourself up as close as you can to that right leg. You're plenty warm. You can put a little bit into this. To switch, you simply release, scissor your legs, grab behind the left leg. The right leg floats over the mat. Continue to pull yourself up as close as you can to that left leg. Switch again. You can turn this into a vinyasa flow. One movement, one breath. Or you can dwell on one side a little longer. It's kind of personal preference. By scissoring the legs like this, you're targeting lower abdominal muscles. Concentrate and appreciate not only the benefit you're giving those lower abdominal muscles, but the entire core. If this is too much, you can bend the knees, turn it into more of a bicycle. One more to each side. Pull both knees into your chest and let your head come down to the mat. Nicely done. That scissoring of the legs works the abdominal muscles in a unique way. Nicely done. As you release, knees bent, plant your feet hip distance apart. Flatten your shoulders on your mat. Your hands reach for your heels. They might get there, they might not. Once you're set, push your hips high in a bridge. Your hands might come a little closer. Some people can actually grab their ankles. But no matter what, you're pushing your hips high. You lift your hips high with your legs. Gauge that mula bandha. Lock your glute muscles. Pull in the pelvic floor and your hips go higher. Gauge your quad muscles, your hips go higher. You can turn this into a flow. You can exhale the hips down towards the mat. Inhale the hips high again. Feel those leg muscles working for you. This back bend is good for the spine. Helps work the disc back in between the vertebrae. One more here if you're flowing. On an exhale, let your hips come all the way down to the mat. Draw your knees into your chest. And we're going to finish where we began, a full mandala in Shavasana. Release your knees, extend your legs long as you lay flat on your mat, shoulders flat. Shavasana is an asana, it's a pose. There's an intention here. Allow your breathing to become normal and natural. Your body breathes on its own 24 hours a day, autonomically. Let it. As you focus on your breathing, first you'll feel like you're manipulating your breath. But just concentrate. Your body knows what to do. Resist the urge to move and remain perfectly still. Let gravity pull you into your mat. Any thoughts that enter your mind, just let them go by going back to focusing on your breathing. Just observe it. Just be. Bring your awareness back to your space. Find some natural movement, maybe fingers, toes, legs. Classically, you roll through the right side of a fetal position. Keeps the heart on the left lifted, signifies the rebirth of your practice. Take your time. I'll talk a little bit. We'll meet together in a seated posture. Practice the mandala, a full circle. Symbolizes the circle of life. Celebrates the days getting longer. The grand conjunction, you can go out and look to the southwest for Jupiter and Saturn close to each other. Entire yoga practice, including this mandala, is a journey deep within yourself. Shavasana imprints the practice. If you happen to drift away and come back, it's called samadhi, the final meditative state. And either way, as you emerge, you've given yourself a gift. You've reset your mind, your body, and your spirit. You're more content than when you started. You're happier. Enjoy it. Bring your hands to heart center. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste, my friends. Have a wonderful evening. Back here Saturday at 9. Hope to see you. Thank you.